Hi, this is Carrie with Carrie's Handmade Items. Today we'll be making the Kleenex box cover with a pocket that holds a get well card, tea bag, and cough drops, or whatever else you may want to put in there. We have a lot of cutting that will need to be done. So I'm just going to give you the measurements. For the lid, you will need one piece of 5.5 by 5 plain, then another piece of decorative cardstock 4 1/4 by 3 3/4. For the pocket, you will need one 5 by 4 plain, one 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 decorative. For the side with no tabs, you need two 5.5 by 5, two 4 3/4 by 4 1/4. For the sides that will not have tabs, you need two 5 by 4 plain, two 4 3/4 by 3 3/4 decorative. I'll give you a minute to look at the notes for the measurements. Then we will go over it in the video as I'm showing you what needs to be done. So let's start with our lid. Actually, let's start with the pocket. Yeah. The pocket is a 5 by 4. You will score at half, 1, 4, and 4 1/2. So that means your side that has 5 needs to be at the top of your scoreboard. Again, score at half, 1, 4, 4 1/2. Rotate your paper. Your paper should look like this right now. You're going to rotate it, and you will score at that half and that 1. Again, score on the 4-inch side at half and at 1. So when you're done, your paper will look like this, or it should. We have 4 little squares on each side. We will cut off 3 of them on both sides. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Once you're done cutting the 3 squares, you will go back to that 4th square, and you will only cut one of the score lines. So see how I cut right there? It's still attached. It doesn't matter which side you cut on. Okay, so now you should have a piece of paper that looks like this. Let's move the scoreboard out of the way for a moment. Let's fold on all your score lines. And then we will assemble the pocket the best we can for now until we attach it to the Kleenex box. So in order to do that, bring those two little tabs up, apply a little bit of glue, then bring that bottom one that has the score lines, the two score lines, up to meet those two tabs. And for now, we're done with the pocket part. Later on, I'll show you how to glue it onto the actual Kleenex box. So, that being said, let's move on to the two sides with tabs. Can't think of my words today. To do the two sides with the tabs, you need the 5 by 5.5 and the 4 3/4 by 4 1/4. On the 5.5 side, you will score both, which with my scoreboard I can score at the same time. So you will score both of those on the 5.5 side at half, then flip it and score half again. So you should be left with 2 of the halves with tabs. Now fold on your score lines for both pieces. Now we'll move the scoreboard out the way. We will then grab our two little decorative pieces. We will apply glue to the decorative pieces, center them in between the tabs. Should have like 1/8 of an inch or so on both sides left, maybe a little more. Do it the best you can. It does not have to be perfect. Just do the best you can applying them. Now, let's grab the last two for the sides with no tabs. For these, we're just gluing the decorative paper in the center of the plane. And again, the plane with no tabs is a 5 by 4. Just get it on there best you can. Glue it down. By now, you should start seeing it coming together in your head. slide that down a little more. I didn't leave enough at the top to my liking. Let's try that again. There we go. That's better. So now you have two assembled with tabs, two sides assembled without tabs. Now we will glue those to each other. In order to do that, place glue on one tab, and then grab yours without tabs and lay it on top of the one that has the tab with your piece of paper touching the score line or fold, whatever you want to say at this point. Line it up. Press the glue down, slide the paper over. Now we're going to add glue to this tab. We're going to lift up the one that we had just glued, slide this one underneath, line it up like we did with the first one on that little fold line the best you can, and press down. Now we have one side left to attach. That is the one with no tabs. Apply glue to the tab on the piece that we've been putting together. Now lay that last piece right there on that fold line. Press it down once you have it lined up. And your box is over halfway assembled now. Now, turn that whole thing over. Fold that one tab that has nothing on it over. Apply glue. On top of it. Bring the side that don't have a tab over to touch it. Line it up. And voila! You have your box. Now we have to decide where to put the pocket, which to me, I try to put it on one of the tab sides or tab pieces, just my preference. So in order to do that, we are going to now apply glue on all the little flaps that's on the back. So it should look like this. Glue there, glue there, glue there. You're open. Place the open at the top, because that's going to be where your tea and stuff goes inside of it. And just place it wherever you want it on your box. I like to use my bone folder to go in and help make that glue adhere a little better. Now the only thing left to do is assemble our lid. So your pocket should look like that with the opening. So this would be the top of your Kleenex box. To assemble the lid, you need the 5.5 by 5 and the 4 1/4 by 3 3/4. You're just going to score half on all 4 sides. Half, turn it, score half, turn it, score half, turn, score half. Now we are going to cut straight across because we don't need the corners. And by cutting straight across on that line, it actually gives you a better hold inside the box. Last time so you can see. Cut right across there at the angle. There you go. Now you're going to apply glue here, 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 and here. So glue on all 4 tabs. For this, I'm going to use my tear and tape. I didn't have much of it. That's why I didn't use it the rest of the video. Would have made things simpler, but you work with what you have. Oops. And I don't have enough to do the whole thing, so I will add a little liquid glue on that side. Just a little bit. Because you don't want it where it oozes out. We also need to glue our centerpiece in the center of that. And then we'll need to cut our rectangle, circle, whatever you want to make it for the top where the Kleenexes will come out. Some people use circles, some use rectangles, some even do ovals. For me, I'm just going to use my X-Acto knife, start cutting it. And then I'll go back and use my scissors to cut it a little better. So your lid should now look something like this. I'm going to peel off all that paper from the tearing tape. Now the tricky part is attaching it to the Kleenex box with all 4 sides because of the tearing tape. So let's fold those sides again. Make sure your pocket is facing upwards, not like that, because then your lid will be on the wrong side. Your pocket won't line up. So just fold your sides in, slip them inside there. Once you have them inside the box, you may turn the box over to press the glue a little better, to give it a better hold. And you're done. Hope you like it. See, even I struggle with it sometimes. So it don't have to be perfect. That one corner is not wanting to line up. There we go. That one. There we go. It's all lined up now. That side has to adhere a little more. There you go. Thanks for watching.